Hi, I'm Rooney. I'm a social media executive with Sportskeeda.
I'm Rishabh, same position. Social, okay.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking when news actually broke out that Rooney was going to be sold. Did you buy it or?
It was a 50-50, I guess, because transfer rumors keep coming every day. But then you couldn't just discount it because Sir Alex has done it in the past with Beckham and Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy, Roy Keane. I mean, the list is endless. So I was 50-50 on it.
What about you?
For me, my first impression was sheer sensationalism. I didn't think the news was true.
Tactically, it actually worked out. The whole shift in formation and bringing Welbeck in, it actually turned out to be positive for United. So why did that break into a speculation about Wayne Rooney leaving the club?
Well, I mean, it did work. It did work to an extent, but as you saw, United didn't have that amount of penetration that they have normally with Wayne Rooney. So and the fact that Rooney hasn't been at his best of late probably added to it. And if Sir Alex thinks that Rooney will leave, he will. I mean, there's no stopping him. He won't be swayed by media pressure or fan reactions or anything. If Rooney is about to leave, he'll go. I think the problem was that had United won this tie, I think all the speculation would have been put to bed. Now that they've lost, everyone's actually attacking United as they normally do.
So it's almost like they're just looking for an opportunity to create hits for their side.
Because
what do you have to say
I wouldn't say that, but United is the biggest club in the world. Anything related to them will make news. So maybe some media houses would try and do that, but then I think this is not entirely baseless. Sir Alex famously said that he wouldn't sell Beckham ever, and then 2 months later Beckham was off to Real Madrid. Same with Ronaldo. So this could happen. Okay. He's just come out and said that he wouldn't sell Rooney. So.
And Rishabh, so you're saying that you didn't buy this news at all?
Not at all.
And why is that? How are you so convinced that for sure he's not going to be sold?
I'd like to pick on what Rami said. He said if the situation was different, if United, the whole red card thing hasn't happened, and if United actually beat Real Madrid, then this whole news would have been, it would have never happened.
Yeah.
So because United lost and the media needed to come up with something, and this was what they came up with, and it's not true at all.
And what about what does this term report suggested actually mean? Like, I don't know too much about how journalism works and how sources work, but reports suggested, this is something I've read a lot today. Reports suggest that Rooney could be heading out of Old Trafford this season.
See,
who is report and what is he suggesting?
It's just speculation, especially when it comes to big players. There's always
no, but it's like your BBCs and your NDTVs and your FIFA and your who else? Everyone is reporting it.
When one sports channel picks up the news, then every other website feels the need to cover the news as well, whether it's true or not. So it became basically it just what do you say?
I think no rumor is absolutely baseless. A big media house will have sources inside the club, and news does break out. So I think there is always there's no smoke without fire. So there's something always there which they're picking up on. Maybe something very big, something very small, but there's always something. There might be a rift in training that Sir Alex had with.
Why I don't buy this is because the only reason why the whole thing came into place was because Rooney was benched. I mean that just because Rooney is one of your best players doesn't mean he has to start every game. For Alex Ferguson went for a different strategy. He thought Welbeck could mark Alonso better.
But then this is just like deja vu. Beckham 10 years ago was in the same situation. He was brought on really late and he scored twice. Again, and he was off to Real Madrid.
Okay, again what you're doing is speculating. We don't know for sure.
Yeah, so what the fans need to do is they need to understand the difference between speculation and news. This wasn't news. The reports that Wayne Rooney is going to leave United for Madrid is speculation.
No, it's not just about the news. It's about the way that the news is communicated to the fans.
The
method of it, the sensational nature of it.
Look, if there are a couple of fans were discussing the United match. They're talking about Rooney being benched. One of them is likely to bring up the point that Rooney might leave. This could just lead to a departure of Wayne Rooney. But if the media is just, is throwing open the possibility of Wayne Rooney leaving, we're just taking it differently. Just treat it as, a point of view being thrown out and asking people to discuss about it.
See, that's how the media works. This is how the news travel. This is the only way it can travel, and players are aware about it. And I think the news normally breaks out on Twitter first. So there's only one way in which news can travel, and that's through through this report suggests rumor. Unless there's a valid source. So far, we don't have a valid source. So nobody can say it's confirmed that there's. Alex Ferguson himself has come out and said there's nothing. There's no.
That has been put to bed that it was nothing, but there are a lot of people who still bought it, and it was making front page news in a lot of newspapers.
Maybe they are players and managers or people or supporters from other clubs who actually want to see Rooney in a different club. They want to create a rift so that when Rooney actually leaves Man United. But I don't see that happening.
But I don't think fans talking about a player leaving will make him leave. It only depends on the manager's discretion. If he wants Rooney to leave, he will leave.
No, I didn't say it will make him leave. I'm saying it's created. The whole rift is created for something to happen, for something sensational to happen.
But it's not totally out of the question. You see, Wayne Rooney has expressed a desire to leave United last year, so it's not really out of the question
and
that
he was
might
convinced to stay back.
But
so I don't see how he can leave again because of there's no valid reason why he should leave because he was benched in one game. And
it seems a little too extravagant.
Yeah, it's fabricated.
Yeah,
it's not. You can't call the news. It's not news. First of all, so it's not fabricated. It's just a point of view being thrown out in the open, asking people to discuss it. And what do you think about it?
So,
exactly.
Okay, last words, final words. Do you think it is fair that the media can bring up news speculation like this?
I think it's totally fair. It gets people talking. It gives you a reason to talk about. I think. Let's say the United fans, they just keep complaining about the referee all the time after the match. Now they have actually something to talk about, something positive, about Wayne Rooney not leaving. So yeah.
What about you? Do you think it really matters?
I don't think it's necessarily fair to the players, but this is how the media works everywhere, not just our country. It works this way everywhere. If there's a certain, if there's some tactical change, if some player gets benched, it's bound to rise. If it was Cristiano Ronaldo, if Mourinho did the same thing with Ronaldo, the same news might have occurred about Ronaldo. So these are just mere speculations. It will keep happening.
But Ronaldo was benched against Barcelona last week, but there was nothing on the news.
Because
people thought he must have been saved for the game he was arrested for an important match against United. And that kind of worked.
I think it's because of the situation. If a situation looks favorable and something like this happens, then the media does pick up on it. But I think.
But there's something other than that to talk about. So
and I think the fans need to be a little smart about it. If they try and believe everything that the media is feeding to them, then it's their fault.
Okay. So fans, be aware.